Well, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Kim Catherine Grome. I am a wellness coach. I specialize in cellular wellness insights, personalized bioassessments, and my work focuses on helping individuals better understand how their bodies are communicating on a cellular level. I look at lifestyle, environment, physiological stress patterns, and my passion for this work is rooted in my personal health journey, where I navigated late stage Lyme disease as far back as the 1990s, and more recently on a farm, mold exposure. And so I spent years seeking answers through conventional and alternative care. And I developed an understanding, finding out about pattern and cellular based insight, science, basically physics, aka Albert Einstein, and how these individualized wellness approaches work to help restore your functionality. So that's my story. Some of my areas of expertise that I focus on are cellular wellness education, bioassessment insights, and I do assessments with my clients. I will coach you with lifestyle and environmental stress awareness. I offer personalized wellness support strategies. And with the Bachelor in Nutrition that I earned from Montclair University, um, nutritional, supplemental, and most importantly, biocompatible support. And some of the signature topics that I would speak to you on would be what your body is communicating through symptoms and patterns, how to move beyond a one size fits all wellness approach, how to understand cellular stress and environmental influences, and the role of biocompatibility in long term wellness support. And finally, how awareness can support more informed wellness decisions. One of the things that I like to say is that clarity changes everything. And people are generally not stuck because they haven't tried enough. They're stuck because they're lacking the clarity on what their body actually needs. They're doing more supplements, protocols, testing, searching online where there's quite a bit of noise for products out there. And often instead of improving, they plateau or they feel worse because more isn't always better and the body can become overwhelmed. And what happens is more just becomes noise. If you think of your cells operating magnificently every second of every day in a symphony where they all talk to each other, and they have to in order to coordinate who we are as wonderful, unique human beings, that symphony really doesn't need more noise. It really just needs, for example, a tune-up in the violin section, or maybe the trumpet needs to get cleaned out, so to speak. So that's a funny analogy, but most people come in with different issues, and the ones that I like to focus on are the gut, looking for Lyme, balancing hormones, looking at parasites, looking at heavy metals. Those are just a few of the things that are often overlooked in standard medical visits and not always caught. And they can create some issues if they're not brought into check. So, what I like to do is see how the body is interacting and then identify what the most dominant stressors are and then deal with those. Not necessarily adding more and more, but rather prioritizing the right step, which is why I say clarity changes everything in your wellness journey. And if you think about it, the reason it changes everything is because if you need to go, say, to the dentist or you need to go to a chiropractor, but you're not sure what your next step is because you're really not sure exactly what system in your body is the most stressed and needing attention, I can help you get to that place where you have that clarity. Um, I'm also known for saying that the body operates like it has a baseline. And one of the things that I think is very important is returning it to a more regulated state. And that doesn't always mean more products. That doesn't always mean more supplements. That doesn't always mean more tests. Sometimes it just means taking a look at the whole body and seeing what matters. So I'll give you an example. I worked with one lovely lady client struggling with extreme fatigue and recurring fevers, and she was exhausted most days, couldn't keep up with normal life, and she'd already been through a lot of conventional testing. She was not getting any clear answers as to what she was experiencing. And when we looked with the cellular frequency assessments into her stress response patterns, the signs were consistent with a Lyme immune burden. And so, with this kind of clarity, she began a targeted antibiotic approach with her pharmacist and proceeded with some supportive wellness care in that direction. Well, what happened over time, and it wasn't that long of a time, her energy improved significantly, her symptoms eased, she was able to regain a lot of her daily life, and more importantly, she was able to be present with her daughter again in a meaningful way. And this is that to say that it's not always one condition or one solution, but it is important to not miss what the body is saying. You know, there are many tests, many labs, many things out there that we can pursue in order to come up with a proper assessment. But if you get clarity in that and you know which area to go next, then you can know what your next step is. And really, what happens then is you become empowered. You become less fearful. You become empowered. You can make that telephone call to that provider or wherever your next step in your journey is with confidence and say, I have these symptoms. I'd like to be checked for this. So that is why I feel that the biocompatible individualized approach that I offer is important, because instead of assuming that there's one protocol, one test that fits everyone, I take a deep overview on the cellular level and look at how the body responds. And then in the next level, we start to support it in the way that it aligns with its own needs. So we're not overwhelming you, we're not forcing you, but we're sort of working with you layer by layer. And in closing, the body is incredibly intelligent. I am fascinated at how unique every person I see is. Symptoms are not just random problems, they're often meaningful signals. And once we begin to tune in, you can shift your entire approach to wellness. Sometimes it really is about understanding more clearly what the body is asking for. It's sort of like running your car. If you kept running your car without ever checking your systems, eventually you know it's going to break down. And the non-invasive cellular assessments will keep you tuned up, in sync with your state of wellness before things go out of control. And what happens is this empowers you to confidently manage your health without fear of the unknown. And it also helps you to steward over your time and your resources in a much more intelligent way. So thank you for listening, Dr. Kim Grome. If you would like to learn more about what I do, I invite you to visit my website, lifeconnectionswellness.com, lifeconnectionswellness.com, where you can see what this is all about. And if you are interested in looking at specifics because you're excited and you're ready to get going, I'm in the Nashville area. I work in my office. I also work remotely. And you can check me out on calendly.com/KimGrome-Grome. So that's calendly.com/KimGrome.Grome. And I would be happy to help you get clarity in your wellness journey.
clarity. We all need some clarity with our health. I know I want to do the test so bad. So definitely make an appointment today. If you're watching this, make sure that you tell us all about it, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. We are here. I'm looking at Zoom giving me a new view, which I haven't been used to. Well, thank you for watching Discover Brightside. We're doing Empower Wellness. We bring every month to you speakers. We open up our speaker stage so that you can record your message to tell to the world what it is that you do. Thank you for watching Discover Brightside.